Welcome SDSU Finance and Real Estate Professor Michael Lee and Molly Kirkland with the San Diego County Apartment Association. And Molly, break down some of the figures for us. What is the county's vacancy rate?
So it's at 2.8%, and that's down from 4.5% this time last year and about 4.1% in the fall of 2013.
As far as how did you calculate these rates? How did you get down as far as finding out what was available? What was it?
We do a survey 2 times a year in the spring and the fall, and we send it out to over 6,000 property owners and managers, and we ask them to let us know, how many units they have vacant at their properties.
Well, the vacancy rate is going down. So, Michael, what could be some of the reasons behind this sort of cinching or tighter rental market?
Well, it's a situation of supply and demand. We have a strong demand for rental housing right now, and we haven't been building very much really for a number of years now, and so that's really causing the market to tighten, vacancy rates to fall.
When you say building apartment units and
Correct.
Homes?
Well, yes, we don't build very much of either anymore.
Okay. And Molly, even with this sort of low supply of rentals, whether they be homes or apartments, your report found that there's also been a drop in the average rent. How much does it cost now to rent a place in San Diego?
I think the average rent for the region is about $1,260, and that's down from about $1,330, I think.
So that sounds a little odd to me. The demand is up because there's a low vacancy, Michael. So why would rental costs go down if there's not much of a demand?
Well, I mean,
if there's a high demand.
I think it's a function of the mix probably of units in their survey. If you have a shift between 1 and 2 bedroom or between higher and lower priced, that could really affect the average rent that you would find in that survey.
And what kind of impact does a low rent or a low vacancy rate, either both of those, have on, let's say, San Diego's economy?
Well, we don't have a very affordable housing market, be it either home ownership or rental. And, I think as you've seen with the rise in house prices now, San Diego is getting less and less affordable for homeowners. And with a tight vacancy rate, I would expect rents to rise, and that's going to be a challenge for some people to afford rents as well.
And I just want to drill down a little bit more on this, Michael. Considering the median price of a home in San Diego released this week was $500,000, I believe, the highest since 2007. For an average wage earner in San Diego, is it better right now, do you think, to rent or to buy?
Well, it depends on what you're looking for in terms of characteristics, location, and what have you. But if you were just to compare the median rent, for example, on a 2-bedroom apartment with the after-tax cost of home ownership, your mortgage, your property taxes, insurance, and maintenance and repairs, for example, right now it's definitely cheaper to rent that 2-bedroom apartment. But you don't get quite the same mix of things when you rent that as opposed to buy.
Yeah, and weigh in on that for me, Molly. What do you think? Should you rent or buy right now?
I think it's entirely up to you. We're seeing a shift in kind of attitude towards renting. We have millennials who are, younger generation coming out of college. They like to be in urban cores, near transit. They like to be, have that mobility if they get a job in another city, for instance. And then you have the baby boomers who are looking to downsize and maybe also want to be near shopping or have amenities at where they live.
So let's say one of these millennials want to rent here. What are you hearing anecdotally that would, as far as the difficulty in getting an apartment here? Is there sort of some little sidebars or brokers trying to help that out?
Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot about it. I've heard a little bit that some people are having to really sell themselves and, try to kind of say, I'll be the better resident than maybe the other guy being considered. Saying, I have the deposit right now, so pick me. That's what I've heard a little bit.
Come in with their resumes,
yeah, exactly.
actually. Like everything filled out. Here you go. Here's my credit score.
They bring more, so they look like the more appealing applicant, essentially.
Get it right away. What else in your report? What else did you find that might be a key factor? We certainly saw the vacancy rates down. We saw the vacancy rates. Smaller, and we also saw that the rent was down. Was there anything else that really stood out?
We look at vacancy rates in regionally also. So we look at the city of San Diego and the South Bay, North County, and East County. And the city has a slightly lower vacancy rate, 2.7%. And it usually does. I think when the vacancy rates were about 4.5%, the city of San Diego vacancy rate was in the mid-3s. And I think, again, that has a lot to do with being near jobs and transit.
All right. Well, Molly Kirkland and Michael Lee, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.